When we have teams take the motivation code assessment or the MCode, they often get all their results back and they read through them, and every individual is like, this is fantastic. But the leaders often come back and say the same thing. Okay, what next? How do we deploy this in our organization? How do we use this? And what I want to do is introduce you to 7 tools, all part of the suite called Align Teams. 7 tools that help organizations and particularly leaders put motivation science into actual practice. So let's take a look at these. I've already pre-filled out some of the answers so that it makes it faster and easier. But the first thing is you have an existing team. So let's talk about team dynamics, right? Team dynamics, I got 5 people. I got 2 achievers, 1 orchestrator, an influencer, and a learner. And then we have these 4 context questions, because everything about motivation is not just who the people are, but the context you put them in. And so we have questions about what kind of work does your team do? And we got a lot of different options there. And what's the primary success factor, right? Is it revenue? Is it customer satisfaction? Is it innovation? And of course, you'll say, well, it's all of the above, but what's the top one? And then, how do you guys work? Is it independent swim lanes? Is it all high collaborative? Is it high pressure? So tell me about the culture in your team. And then what's your biggest challenge? And we got a lot of different ones. And here you see breaking into new markets. So once I do that and I fill this in, I come back and I say, give me the team dynamics. We're analyzing all the different pairs of people in the team, and then we're showing you which are the most powerful combinations, which are the ones to pay more attention to, and how to put this team into action. And you go, that's fantastic. But what if you're building a brand new team, right? You go, okay, I have a team. I want to build a team. This is going to be a team of 5. We're going to collect those context questions again. And this time we're asking first and second place. And then we'll say, okay, let us take, this is 60 years of research. This is all of the hundreds of thousands of assessments, millions of achievement stories, all pulled together to go, hey, we think 2 drivers, 2 optimizers, 1 relator, right? And here's how to think about that team dynamics. And here's some top motivations to look at. What about your next hire, right? You have a current team. Your team is 4. You got an achiever, a driver, a learner, and an orchestrator. Now you're thinking about adding an influencer. And we put down the work context space, and then we go, hey, tell me how this is going to play out, right? Tell me how this is going to work. And we'll go, hey, here's what it's going to mean. There's going to be some new synergies. There's going to be some challenges. Take a look and keep an eye on. What we're really doing is saying, and here's how the culture shifts. What we're really saying is, hey, you need to have your eyes open. You need to be looking downfield. You need to understand what's coming next and figure out how to leverage it the best. One of my favorites is what we call job grids. If you've heard me talk about motivation and motivational dimensions, you know that there's a lot of different ways to do one particular job. So in this case, we're describing a product manager job, and then we're answering the context questions. And then we're saying, hey, show me how this job in this context could be done 8 different ways depending on the dimension. And it's going to generate a grid. If you've seen me talk about it, you've seen me give you an example of this grid, but you've only seen one example. This is for any kind of job that you have on your team. And then what happens when we're onboarding someone new? We can collect, here's the new hire profile, here's their top dimensions, here's the job itself, here's the work context, and we can create an onboarding plan that tells people, hey, here, as a leader, here's how to think about bringing that person on. Here's how to understand them, and here's how to do day 1, week 1, month 1, all that good stuff. We also have our one-on-ones. When I sit down and work with one of my guys, say Steve, and we're describing this is who I am, this is who he is, I can generate that meeting guide that helps me understand exactly how am I going to speak that's most effective to him, right? And what should I be predicting in terms of conflict, and how do I make the most out of our time together? And lastly, there's the assignment shaper, and the one that people use pretty much every day. You're constantly saying, hey, can you take care of this? Can you do this? And as you do that, right, what we say is, look, put in the assignment, but also put in who's going to do it, what their top dimension is. Because when you do that, sentence number 1 doesn't change. right? Let's build out a financial model. Let's build out sentence 1 doesn't change, but what changes often is sentence 2 and 3 and 4, because you're going to leverage their motivation. You're going to help shape the assignment so that you're throwing to their sweet spot so they can hit it out of the park. That's the 7 tools we've assembled together, and it helps you as a leader take your team to the next level, leveraging motivation science and MCode.